So in the last class, we are discussing about some of the concept that is the end part of chemical kinetics, and we have already discussed these concepts like catalyst and the graphical representation, that is effect of catalyst on the activation energy of the reaction, and what are the general effective collision, what are the conditions for the general effective collision, and what is effective collision. Along with that, we have seen some of the important concept related to the modified Arrhenius rate equation and the collision theory also we have studied. Since that is the important question for your annual examination, once again I will repeat here. So catalyst is generally called as a chemical substance which increases the rate of reaction without changing or without undergoing any chemical change or a physical change. For example, if you take a reaction, A is converting into B, which means the reactant molecules are converting into product molecules from A to B. You can use some of the catalyst that is generally termed as X. Since it is general reaction, I have taken it as X, which will speed on the reaction, which means if in the absence of catalyst, if the reaction takes 50 minutes, so in the presence of catalyst it may take only 5 minutes also, right? So therefore catalyst is very important to increase, generally we will call it as to speeden of the reaction and to convert into the same product or the desired product, right? So further, if you go for the graphical representation, it can be asked for 3 marks. So effect of catalyst on the activation energy. So here you can observe two paths. So in x-axis I have taken the reaction coordinate, and in y-axis I have taken the potential energy. So in case of the reactant molecules always will have more energy and less stability, and product molecules will have less energy and they are most stable. And we know that energy and stability are always inversely proportional. If energy increases, the stability of the molecules decreases, and if energy decreases, the stability of the molecules increases. So here if you consider any general react, so the reactant initially will convert into R star, which is known as the activated complex, or you can also call it as intermediate, and further the intermediate will convert into product. So that we have learnt in activation energy. The amount of energy required for the formation of intermediate is generally called as activation energy. So therefore initially R will convert into R star and R star will convert into product P. So in the absence of catalyst, the reaction, in case of reaction, the reactant molecules will convert into R star, that is intermediate complex. Further they will convert into product. But in the presence of catalyst, or whenever you add catalyst, right, so that is suitable catalyst for the reaction, then what happens? So there is a change in the path of the conversion of reactant into product. So which means it will choose the shortest area, or it will choose the shortest distance for the conversion of reactant molecules in the product molecules. So therefore here you can observe the reaction will, in this reaction the reactant will convert into product so very easily, conveniently, and even with the faster process. So here in presence of catalyst, it will convert into another route for the formation of reactant molecules into product. So that is the difference between the two lines, shows the difference between reaction without catalyst, the green line, and the red line represents the reaction in presence of catalyst. Therefore this amount of energy is reduced. So therefore it will decreases the activation energy. Due to the addition of catalyst, the activation energy goes on decreases. So therefore the reaction will convert, in the reaction reactant molecules will convert into product very easily, or very a speed process can take place. And one important point, the same thing I have explained, the catalyst always decreases the activation energy. Whenever you add the catalyst, the main role of the catalyst is to decrease the activation energy. Here you can observe this R star, so this has reduced from this value to this value, which means here if you observe in y-axis, so this value is reduced to here, right? So therefore that is the very important role of the catalyst, right? So if they ask for 3 marks, write the definition of catalyst and the graphical representation of the catalyst, show two paths, and one thing you have to observe is same product is obtained from the same reactant molecules even in the absence of catalyst and even in the presence of catalyst. The only thing is the speed of the reaction changes while adding the catalyst molecule to the reactant molecules. And you must write this note point, right? So catalyst always decreases the activation energy of the reaction. So further, if you go for the modified Arrhenius equation, we already know the Arrhenius equation, K is equal to A into minus EA divided by RT. So here if you apply log on both sides, so therefore log of K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R whole divided by into T2 minus T1 into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. So K is equal to A into e raised to minus EA divided by RT. Already we have seen the Arrhenius equation in previous classes. So further, if you apply log for the same equation, it will become log of K2 divided by K1, which means there are two values, right? So this is only one value, this is two values, K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into, right? So there is a derivation for the explanation of this, but it is not for your syllabus. So by applying the natural logarithm on the both side, so the above equation can be converted into ln of K is equal to minus EA divided by RT plus ln of A, and we know that ln of e raised to x is equal to Ax, right? So therefore we have converted, that is ln of e raised to minus EA divided by RT into minus EA divided by RT. So if I take for two values, one is for K1 value, so another one is for K2 value, right? So therefore the above equation A becomes ln of K1 is equal to minus EA divided by RT1 plus ln of A, and for K2 value, second rate constant, ln of K2 is equal to minus EA divided by RT2 plus ln of A. So whenever you subtract equation 1 from 2, then it becomes ln of K2 minus K1, that is equal to EA divided by RT1 minus EA divided by RT2. So therefore ln of A minus ln of B is equal to ln of A by B. So therefore ln of K2 divided by K1 is equal to EA divided by R, right? So here 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. So by the conversion of this ln into log, it will become 2.303 into log, because ln is equal to 2.303 into log. So therefore 2.303 into log K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by R into 1 divided by T1 minus 1 divided by T2. If I take this 2.3 to the denominator, then what happens? It will convert into log of K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R multiplied by T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2, right? So don't worry about the derivation. So it's not for your syllabus, but just remember the modified Arrhenius equation, which is very helpful in the problematic questions, that is log of K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. Here K1 and K2 represents the rate constant of two reactions, EA represents the activation energy, R represents the gas constant, T represents the temperature of the two different. So further, if you observe, there is one important definition, that is inhibitors. Already we know the catalyst. Catalyst is the chemical substance which increases the rate of reaction, but inhibitors are the chemical substance which reduces the rate of reaction, right? So which means which acts opposite to that of the catalyst. So these are also very important. So in case of any chain reaction, if continuous chain reaction is going to take place, then if you want to stop that reaction, you must add the inhibitors. So therefore the chemical substance which reduces the rate of reaction is generally called as inhibitors. And the most important concept here is the collision theory of the chemical reaction. So which was given by two scientists, one is Max Tods and William Lewis in the year of 1916 to 1918. So according to them, so they assumed the reactant molecules which are present in the reaction are as a hard spheres, and generally they collide each other. Due to the collision of the molecules, the reaction will take place. So if you take a container, so if you take any kind of reactant molecules, so these reactant molecules are assumed to be not exactly equal to the hard surface or the hard sphere, but it assumed as an hard sphere, and when they collide each other, because they are having the kinetic energy, right? So these molecules are having the kinetic energy. So those kinetic energy is responsible for the movement of the molecules from one position to another position. So therefore collision takes place. As the collision takes place, the old bond breaks and new bond formation takes place. So therefore the reaction will complete it, right? So according to collision theory, and they have given one important term, that is collision frequency, which is denoted by capital Z. According to this collision frequency, it is the number of collisions per second per unit volume, right? So if you take a container, so in that container, so these molecules, atoms or ions, whatever it may be, how many times, right? So the collision takes place by the atoms or the molecules which are present in the container or in the reactant molecules for every second and for every unit volume. If you take a specific area, at that specific area, how many times the collision might takes place? How many times the collision might takes place? That is called as collision frequency, right? So this can be asked for 1 mark. Be careful with the question. The number of collisions per second per unit volume. Very simple. The total number of collisions. Collisions is nothing but a hitting of molecules on the surface of the another. So therefore, the total number of collisions per second per unit volume is generally recognized as a collision frequency. So therefore, A plus B is generally converted into product. If you take the general reaction, the rate can be given as rate is equal to ZAB into e raised to minus EA divided by RT, right? So this equation was derived from the Arrhenius equation. Arrhenius equation already we have seen, that is K is equal to A into e raised to minus EA divided by RT. This was the Arrhenius equation. So in that Arrhenius equation, the specific value A is replaced with ZAB. Both are same equations. But here we have taken the constant value, that is A, and we have replaced here the A value with the collision frequency, that is ZAB. So therefore ZAB represents the collision frequency of the reactant molecule, that is A and B. So one of the important definition here is threshold frequency. So threshold energy or threshold frequency is, so the minimum energy, right? So that is the minimum energy which is required for the collision of the molecules, which is generally called as threshold energy. So there is one formula for the calculation of threshold energy. It is the combination of, or it is a sum of, or you can also call it as, it is an addition of activation energy plus energy possessed by the reactant species. We already know what is activation energy. The total amount of energy required for the conversion of reactant molecules into intermediate. For example, if R converts into R star and further R star convert into pre, and here R star is called as activation energy. The amount of energy required for the formation of intermediate is called as activation energy, and the energy possessed by the reactant species, the total energy possessed by the reactant species, these two values, right? So these two values are combined to give the threshold energy of the molecule. Very simple. Once again I will explain here. Threshold energy is the minimum energy for the conversion of reactant molecules into product molecules. So which means during collision, these molecules must possess some minimum energy which initiates the collision of the molecules and convert into product. So therefore threshold energy is equal to activation energy, that is amount of energy required for the formation of the intermediate, plus energy possessed by the reacting species. Whatever the storage energy which is possessed by the reacting molecule is called as the energy possessed by the reactant species. Therefore whenever you add both values, you will get the minimum energy. That minimum energy is called as threshold energy, right? So please remember this one. So this might be asked in CET also. Further, the next important concept you have learned is effective collision. Already we know what is collision, and in case of effective collision, it is termed as collision with the proper orientation, which means the molecule having some kinetic energy, it can move in any direction, but whenever it hits specifically in a particular or a required manner, then only we will call it as a proper orientation, right? So whenever there is a proper orientation or a proper approach, then only there is a chance of effective collision. Whenever there is a chance of effective collision, there is an ease of formation of bond, right? Which means the sustained reaction will take place. So always remember, effective collision is nothing but collision with a proper orientation, which means the direction of the collision must be in a proper or in a systematic way, and condition for that is molecules must collide each other. The first thing is they must collide each other. Second one is they must collide in a proper orientation, which means they must need a specific orientation. Orientation is nothing but the systemic way of approaching the molecules. So that is called as proper orientation. Third one is molecule must possess the threshold energy. That is called as minimum energy. We have already seen the formula. That is threshold energy is equal to activation energy of the molecules plus that is energy possessed by the reactant molecules. So therefore, three important conditions are molecules must collide each other. Second one is molecules collide each other in a proper orientation. The approaching way must be right? So specific. And third one is molecule must possess the threshold energy, that is generally called as a minimum energy, right? So proper orientation is nothing but the specific way, right? So specific approach, right? So it's called as proper orientation. And collision is nothing but hitting of the molecules. First one is they must collide each other. Second one is the collision must be in a proper orientation. And third one is molecule must possess the threshold energy, that is called as minimum energy. And with the help of this effective collision, we can introduce one more term for the determination of the rate. The rate is equal to P into ZAB into e raised to minus EA divided by RT. This is the ultimate rate equation for any of the general reaction. So this is derived with the help of Arrhenius equation. We know already the Arrhenius equation, K is equal to A into e raised to minus EA divided by RT. And in case of collision frequency, what happens? Rate is equal to Z of AB into e raised to minus EA divided by RT. Here we have replaced this A. Observe carefully. Here we have replaced this A and we have fixed with ZAB. ZAB represents the collision frequency of the molecules A and B. Further, we can add one more term, that is called as P. Due to effective collision, we have introduced one more term, that is P. So therefore, the above equation can be converted again into rate is equal to P into ZAB, that is e raised to minus EA divided by RT, where P represents the probability factor, or it is called as the steric factor. So here the meaning of probability is a chance of collision. So always we cannot say one molecule will hit on the second molecules every time. So it may be the chance, it may hit the second molecules, or it may hit the third molecules, or it may hit the another molecule. So therefore probability is nothing but the chance there is a collision of the molecules with the same molecules twice or thrice or more than that. So therefore, so here we can introduce one more term, that is P. So therefore rate is equal to P into ZAB, that is e raised to minus EA divided by RT, right? So here P represents the probability factor or steric factor, and ZAB represents the collision frequency of the molecule, E represents the exponential term, minus EA represents the activation energy of the reaction, R is the gas constant, and T is the temperature, right? So this completes the overall this chemical kinetics chapter, and we'll see some of the formulas which are useful for the calculation of rate of reaction as well as order of the reaction, and also the activation energy for the reaction, right? So these are the important formulas for the calculation of order of the reaction. We know that rate is equal to K into A raised to X into B raised to Y. If you add X plus Y, that will give the overall order of the reaction, that is X plus Y. And in case of rate constant of a first order reaction, K is equal to 2.303 divided by T into log of R naught divided by R. And third one is half life of first order reaction, that is T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. And fourth one is activation energy of the reaction, that is log of K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2, right? So write down all the formulas. So first one is calculation of order of the reaction, second one is the rate constant for the first order reaction, third one is half life of first order reaction, and fourth one is activation energy of the reaction, right? So on the basis of these four formulas, so we'll solve further the problematic questions, right? So at least we'll solve 4 to 5 important questions that is repeated in the previous examination, and I will give 1 or 2 as your homework, and please solve those. So those are very important for your annual examination. So thanks for joining. We'll continue in the next class.